We just gonna go with it.
What's up, y'all? Hey.
Hey.
So we are joined in from Nashville and Los Angeles. So we've got the dirty South. Are we considered the dirty South?
I don't know if Nashville's considered dirty.
But we also got the West Coast, West Side. We are Black Coffee and Tea podcast. So tune in to catch us every Sunday. Still
even though it's Monday right now.
Even though it's Monday. That's true.
Catch us weekly. You need to subscribe and you need to hit the notify because we're gonna try to hit every Sunday for sure. But we also have exclusive videos that we're gonna be uploading when things get really serious.
Those bloopers. That's super exclusive.
If some breaking news happens, I'm calling you up and we gotta hop on the cast. We have to hop on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's hard with the time difference. I can't lie. It's hard for me to keep in touch with anyone on that side.
I think it's good. I think, especially for our social media handles, it works really well because, when you're asleep, I'm up catching the early morning tea. And then, exactly. And then, when I'm asleep, you're up late posting and grabbing, what's out there. Yeah. So I think it actually is a good balance. And I'm super, super excited to join in this adventure with you because I don't know if the people know. Well, obviously they don't know, but we've been friends for over a decade, right? TSU, shout out to Tennessee State. Big Blue. So it just works really well. We've had a few family members.
Well, we are technically family now.
We are family.
Your cousin married my cousin, so technically we're family.
That happened.
Hey, that's cousins, crazy. If you're watching.
Hello, DJ. Hi, Tiandra.
Girl, we don't know if they want to be named on our nationally syndicated show, okay?
You said what?
We don't know if they want to be named on our nationally syndicated show.
Of course they do. Of course, right? Of course.
I'm not sure, girl.
It's all love. It's all love. No negative.
When people watch your stories, but they don't follow you, I feel like they don't want to be in the eye. They don't want to be.
Ooh.
They're trying to be low key. It's like the people who get on Instagram but they don't post anything. They're ghost followers or ghost watchers or, they want.
But here's the thing. I've always had a question, and I'm sure you have your thoughts on this. What do you think about people who don't follow you, okay? And they watch everything you post. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So you can't want to be incognito because I see that.
I think they forget. I think they forget that we can see them.
Oh, okay. Got you. I'm like, you can't not want to be seen because, girl, I see you. Yeah. Bro, I see you. Every time I drop something, I ain't even hit sent yet. It's,
Yeah.
I see that you viewed me. So,
yeah.
All good.
I don't fuck with that.
All good, all love. I just think, go ahead and hit that follow button.
I just hid that person from my story, so she can't even watch it no more.
Say that again.
Oh my God! You can't hear me?
You're good. No, I can hear you. I just
okay. Oh Lord, y'all! This is the first podcast, and we've had our share of technical difficulties already. So
we have.
We need to check everything out twice.
Check it out. Also, we welcome all feedback.
Yes.
Good feedback, as long as it's constructive feedback. Like, don't come on here just with
don't be on here with that hate. Girl, or comments. You don't even know.
You don't even know.
In. Yeah.
So, should we just jump right into it? Like, what's been going on this week? Like, the first thing, shout out to Beyonce, Jay-Z. They were in LA last night.
They were.
That was huge.
All weekend.
Auntie Oprah, saw her throwing up the rock sign. Shout out to Oprah. Hey, Auntie.
Hey, Auntie.
Who else were some celebs that were out yesterday? Were there any other?
I think Kim Kardashian was out there.
Kim Kardashian and Kourtney were out there. We posted them on our Instagram handle. Kim was really into it, singing along. She knew the word.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a good look. And I think that also kind of put...
To me, it's not... It looks desperate to me.
What looks desperate?
To me, it looks desperate. Like, girl, we all know that, like, Jay-Z and Beyonce is not really fucking with you or your husband right now. Like, you look thirsty.
Okay, so I saw a clip or I saw a picture recently of Beyonce in some Yeezys.
Nope, that was a lie. It was
that was a lie,
and she was not wearing Yeezys, and that has been confirmed. Let me Google that right now. But they thought she was wearing Yeezys, and she was.
Oh, well, I retract what I said. Okay, so the beef may still be on, but I think it was a good gesture of Kim going to support Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Look, so the first story says Kanye West is mocked for thinking Beyonce wore Yeezy shoes.
Oh my gosh.
They were really a different brand. Okay. So she's wearing knockoff Yeezys. I think Kanye was the exact opposite of her being cool with the Kardashian Wests. The West Kardashians right now. Yeah, to me it just seems a little desperado. I don't know. I feel like Kanye's recent attempts out here, you know, making these Instagram videos, basically telling people to stop talking about his wife. I mean, that's desperate to me. He's just trying to get a reaction, in my opinion. I think he wants Drake to talk to him and reach out to him. Drake has not been communicating with him, and he had to jump on social media and try to get a reaction out of Drake. They're all doing some thirsty, desperate things, in my opinion. But
is it thirsty? Is there a difference between thirsty and a cry out for help? Like, I need friends. Like, I've lost all my friends. Pick me. Like, here I am. I need you to come. Like, is there a difference between a cry for help that's being poured out in some other kind of way, non-traditional way, versus thirsty? Or is it all one and the same?
I mean, every thirsty person probably doesn't need help, for sure. Some of us, you know, we want to be thirsty sometimes. We don't care. We're just so into it. We'll be thirsty. But then I feel like Kanye, he definitely needs help, but he's not crying out for help because
he's not crying out for help.
I don't think he thinks that anything's wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Kanye... Yeah, I don't think he's asking nobody for help. You can't save people who don't want to be saved. And I think Jay-Z has already tried to help him. And Kanye just wants to listen to Kanye. You know, nobody can give him advice, I don't think.
I just feel like it's so sad because Kanye is such a huge phenomenon. Like, he is in my own opinion, I feel like he is a genius. And I just feel like it's one of those cases where you start out on this high platform and then you don't use it in the way.
Well, can I ask you, what do you think makes Kanye genius in your eyes? Like, what musical work that he did just made him feel? Do you feel genius or?
Absolutely. I honestly, in my humble opinion, I feel like he was a breath of fresh air. And Kanye.
When was that specifically?
When he entered into
about
the world of music, when we first were introduced to
College Dropout. That's
College Dropout
was liked Kanye West.
Life-changing for a lot of us. And he was a breath of fresh air. I feel like he was different from the rest because, you know, a lot of nowadays, especially, I feel like there's so many people copying off the next versus using it as a way of paying homage. I feel like there's a lot of copycats. But with Kanye, he came in, he created his own lane, he stayed in his own lane, he made ways for other things. And I think that due to a spiral of events, specifically his mom, the death of his mom, he has not been the same. And I'm not blaming that. Like, I'm not excusing his most recent behavior and the things that he has said that have been very, very hurtful for the culture and to, I'm sure, his own family. But I feel like the loss of his mother, the loss of his relationship with Beyonce and Jay-Z, this whole new world of the Kardashians. I mean, we can all agree that there's some sort of sunken place that surrounds that whole family.
I get it, but my thing is like College Dropout was so long ago, and I feel like people love to say Kanye's a genius just because a lot of people say Kanye's a genius. Like, what is the life-altering thing that Kanye has done for you musically makes him a genius? Like,
I don't think it's just music.
I just feel like he's admitted he doesn't write his own lyrics. You know, I think Kanye is an amazing producer. I think he has an amazing musical ear, but I really haven't really heard anything amazing from him since Jesus Walks. Like, that was like 2010. Like, I was never here for the Yeezus movement when he wants to call himself Yeezus. And I'm not here for the Gandhi.
Yeah, that was
for him calling himself a version of Gandhi. I feel like I don't know.
Do you look at Kanye as a brand? I look at him as like a brand.
I think the fact that he was able to break out into Yeezys was an amazing accomplishment. I do. And I think he does have, I would say he has a brand in like athletic footwear, but musically, I don't know if Kanye has a brand anymore because he's musically all over the place. Like, nobody can even name a set Kanye. He changes so much that you can't even put a pin on who he is as an artist. Well, at least I can't, because he talks about, 10 years ago, he was talking about Black empowerment and this and poverty. And now he's talking about, oh, I'm a bleacher asshole. Like, it's nothing of any type of significance, So it's just like, I don't know where he went or if he's ever going to come back, but
I don't think so. I think Kanye, and I don't want to put expiration dates on people because I don't know what life has in store for them. I don't know what the comeback can eventually be. Like, I don't like to put their face
done with Kanye, like,
on my opinion. So you basically are saying that Kanye is not invited to there is no coming back for Kanye.
I don't fuck with Kanye. Like, I personally am so turned off by Kanye that I couldn't. And everybody's not like me. I'm a person who, for me to really enjoy your music and be a fan or a supporter of your music, I have to look with you as a person. I have to feel like I know you through your music. I can't just really, really ride hardcore for people I feel like I don't connect with emotionally through their music or mentally, whatever. So I can never really try for Kanye no more because I don't connect with him. I don't even know where he is mentally, spiritually. I just don't feel nothing he's saying. So
I agree with that.
I mean, like he is in the second place. Like, I think he admitted it because
it's sad. It's just sad.
He knows it.
It's really sad because genius or no genius, from when he came out and the things that he has accomplished and the presence that he has
accomplished a lot. He's accomplished a lot.
Kanye, still was a big influential person for the things that he has accomplished himself. And it's just unfortunate that somewhere along the way, things got mixed up, messed up, and almost to a point, if not at the point where he can't come back. I mean, the welcome, I think we all want him to come back to Chicago and to, figure out his roots and get back into what's really going on in the world.
Where he goes. Like, he's so disconnected from reality. Kanye is so jaded. Like, I don't even think it matters where he is because in his mind, he's just in Kanye's world. Like,
yeah,
him going back to Chicago doesn't mean anything to me. Like, and I don't feel like he'll be there after his release. He may stay there for the release of his album on the 28th. So in 4 days, he may stay there for that week. Maybe he'll do like some press or some parties. But Kanye's not moving to Chicago, and Kim's not moving to Chicago. Please.
That was going to be my next question. We feel like Kim is moving? Do we feel like Kanye's truly moving back to Chicago? Or do we feel like this is just an attempt he's got something coming out, so it's like, hey, I'm going to give the people and say to the people what they want to hear.
That's the only time we hear from Kanye is when he has something coming out. Like, when do we ever hear from Kanye but when he doesn't have something coming out? This man will go underground and not post on social media, not tweet for months on end. We didn't hear from him for like 8 months before he went on TMZ and said slavery didn't exist or it was a choice, whatever he fucking said. We only heard from him because he was literally dropping an album the next week.
Yeah.
And now he's releasing these videos going hard at Drake and Nick Cannon over some petty shit.
Yeah.
All because he's fucking dropping an album, surprise, next week.
Yeah.
Like, it's so obvious. He does it every single time.
Ugh, I just hate it. Like, I hate it. You know, he's one of us and he doesn't want to be, I don't think he knows what he wants to be, who he wants to be, you know.
He said in his music who he wants to be. He manifested that shit. He was basically like, you know, you get rich, you know, buy all these houses, these chains, you leave your black girl for a white girl.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That's what you do. That's what they all do. I mean, I'm not going to say them all. Okay. We'll give them 77%.
They do. What is that? What do you think that's about? I personally don't have an issue with interracial dating. And
you said what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said when we were talking about, you know, you get rich, you blow up, then you leave your black girlfriend, get with some other or white girlfriend, whatever the case is. Okay. But just to throw that out there, I don't have an issue with interracial dating. However, I know you and I and me and my friends, side friends, and all these other people, we've had conversations as it relates to our black men once they get to a certain level or status. They tend to choose someone who is either biracial, or white, or, you know, they look exotic. They go after this look. And I hate to sit up here and say that, for me, it has nothing to do with skin color, like as far as light skin versus dark skin, because you could be a beautiful, darker skinned woman and still have, you know, a different kind of texture hair. It has nothing to do with that. I just
People don't know that. People don't think that. People equate skin tone to hair quality. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they do. And it's really not about that. I feel like just in particular with things that I've seen, especially celebrities. I mean, you know, I can just think off the top of my head, you know, Jamie Foxx, Lance Gross, Tank, Bill Bellamy, Taye Diggs, Terrence Howard. I mean, so many celebrities, Kevin Hart, you know, they all are with women who, yes, some are half black. And these men that I'm seeing, they love to say, no, she's black, because she's half black, she's black. Society put that out there, one, but in my own personal opinion, I feel like if you are mixed, you know, specifically like half something, you're just as much that one race as you are the other. And it's not up to anybody to put you in a box to say,
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I mean, I don't really have a strong opinion on it, but I don't really believe you're just as much one race as you are the other. Like, it does depend on the environment you grew up in and the people who raised you, and all of that I feel like is going to have a little bit more influence on you.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying is that, like, if, for instance, Tracee Ellis Ross, she doesn't only claim that she's black. Yes, she identifies with a black woman, because if she were to get stopped by a police officer, they're going to look at her and say, oh, you're black. She's mentioned this before. They're not going to stop me like, oh, you know, wait, I'm a white woman. However, when you hear her speak, she says, no, I am half white. I'm also half black. She doesn't just, so what I guess what I'm saying is
she acknowledges that she is.
She acknowledges, and again, I also feel like it has something to do with how she was raised as well. Like, you know, she had a true knowing of both sides.
I think she has to also let people know that, because she is Diana Ross's daughter, and we all know Diana Ross, but we don't know her daddy. Like, I've never seen her daddy. So I think that's part of it too.
Yeah.
Her. But I know what you're saying.
I just feel like, you know, it's just nobody should be forced to say like I'm one or the other. Whatever that person wants to identify as is fine. That's so far removed from what I'm even talking about. I'm just saying that if you look like you've been cut, and I'm not talking about when we sit up here and talk about everybody in the entire world. Yes, we've all got something in us. If we do Ancestry.com, we've all got something in us, right? I'm specifically speaking to when men reach a certain level, it seems as though they pick a woman who just doesn't quite look black. You kind of look at them and be like, yeah, I know you black, but what you got in you, you know? Right. And it's gotten to the point where women, black women specifically, when a post does come up onto social media, you know, black women, I see a lot of us attacking the couple. And it may not even be from a standpoint of them attacking the couple. It's more so of like, well, why am I seeing this everywhere? Like, why am I always seeing, you know, the black man with someone who doesn't quite look black? Like, you know, and why is this even an issue? Why do you think that this is an issue? I mean, should love be love? And I love relationships where it is about just love. I hate when I hear black men, talk about their experience as to why they don't date a black woman or their experiences with black women, and this is why I don't. I much rather you just embrace your woman, however she looks, however her background is, and just, you know, you met how you met and you fell in love, versus I'm with this person and I'm putting the other race down. Like, that's what I don't like. Just be happy.
Right. I mean, I'm sure a lot of majority of black women would agree with you.
Well, and Tyrese was the same way. You know, Tyrese was the exact same way. His wife, you know, the first thing he came out with was like, she's black. And she was like, hold on, no. Yeah,
because they know what's coming. They know the judgments. They know.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like, but who are you trying to prove that to? Like, just be happy with your person. Like, don't try to put that on us. And it came out on the Breakfast Club. He, you know, did an interview there and was just like, you know, she's 13% black. We did Ancestry.com. She's 13% black or 20% black. She's black.
Okay. I was
like, yes. Oh my God, she's black. And I'm thinking like, why are you so excited? Like,
I mean, everybody probably has a little bit of black in them. It's not, we're the motherland. So it's like, I mean, Africa's the motherland. Like, but I feel like it's, you know, if a person's black, because in my opinion, it's the way you were raised. It's like who raised you, the mentality. I don't know. I've met one or two white people in my life who honestly, I feel like they're damn black because they were literally raised by nothing but black people, and they understand on a different level. And they sometimes they say more pro-black things than my black friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that I feel like environment has a lot to do with it too. And for the most part, it's not just skin tone or hair that they're looking for. It's just a difference, a higher standard. Like black people, culturally, we're looked down upon. Like in society, we're probably, even though they pick the things that they want to, you know, make a trend and make
black
fun.
Women specifically.
Yeah, you know.
Black men, especially if a darker shade, you are the commodity, honey. You are the hot prime, la creme de la creme of it all.
Exactly.
Okay? So,
but at the end of the day, you know,
known to be the scum buckets in society's eyes based on, you know, research, all this other kind of silliness.
Not saying that's true, but that's just
not saying that's true at all. No, but
so, yeah, so I think it's about a quality of life. They feel like if they are making so-and-so money or if they're successful,
they can now get the standard of a woman.
Now they can get somebody that's not just whoever from around the block, Kiki. Yep. They can get, you know.
Kiki. Shout out Kiki.
Shout out Kiki. Whoever Kiki is. Apparently Kanye West says Kiki is Kim Kardashian. So I don't know where he got that from, but.
Interesting.
Very. I've heard them call her Kiki, I think maybe once or twice.
Who Kiki?
Like I've heard Courtney and Chloe say it on the Kardashian show.
Oh, for Kim? Calling Kim Kiki? Okay. That's
maybe
cute.
Once or twice. not often. Nobody really ever picked up on that.
Honestly, I can see the kids saying like Auntie Kiki or Kiki, you know, like
yeah. They
I can see
Chloe Coco or some shit.
Coco, Kiki, yeah. So I get it.
But Kanye, everything is not about your wife. Like,
well, apparently a lot of these headlines, it's about his wife. Shout out to Kim Kardashian.
He's making it a bigger issue. First of all, how many people even knew what Nick Cannon said? Like, when you saw the Instagram post on Shade Room, you were like, what did Nick Cannon say, girl? Like, you didn't even know what he said about Kim Kardashian. So Kanye speaking on it is putting his wife in the spotlight like they always do, trying to, give you something to talk about.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'll say about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Or Kanye making those comments to Tyson Beckford, Nick Cannon, and who was the other one? Drake. Kanye, you knew who you married.
Thank you. You tried it.
You knew who she was before, she already had a name. Like, she already had a name for herself. Good, bad, or indifferent. She had a name. She's been out there. She's dated this one. Nothing is wrong with you going around dating. But what I'm saying is that when you decide to marry someone like that, who's been with multiple people, no, that does not excuse people from just saying whatever about your wife. However, you guys are celebrities. So, whether it's directly related to y'all's marriage or not, it could be something that, she's got a fake body. Well, that's their opinion, and that's what you sign up for. Unfortunately, it's not the right thing. Like, that shouldn't be, what am I trying to say? I guess it's not right. It's not an excuse for people to attack celebrities because you're a celebrity, but I guess when you make it to a certain level of fame, that is what comes with it. And so, Kanye, it's not going to stop. Sorry. People are going to continue to talk about your wife. People are going to continue to talk about you. So,
he doesn't care, girl. This is all a ploy. He is just trying to get something coming
out. He's got something coming out.
This is all about attention. I'm telling you, he's been reaching out to Drake. Drake is not answering his fucking text. He can't get through to his people. Kanye's trying to reach out.
Because we were talking about Jay-Z and like how that relationship suffered, and now it's like you didn't sat up here and messed up your relationship with Drake out of all people.
I know you're really on some dumb stuff, because I don't even know what type of drugs Kanye is on, but peace be still. He needs help.
Do you feel like we're just in an age where everything is meant for social media? Like, there's no side conversations happening. For social media.
That's where he fucked up. That's why he's losing.
Phone, call me.
That's why he's losing his relationships with his friends, his celebrity friends. First of all, celebrities have a code. If you are really a real friend of a celebrity, you don't go publicly making messages to them. Okay. You don't stand up at a concert and say, Jay-Z, you need to call me, man. You need to call me, man. No, that's not what we do as A-list celebrities. Right. So once Kanye is showing those sides, he has completely broken the trust of the A-list celebrities around him. Why would they allow Kanye back into his home? He doing crazy shit, like going up to TMZ, telling everything, stopping his concert, telling everything.
Especially knowing Jay-Z and Kanye, we know that they have people signing NDAs and all kind of stuff. So you sitting up here acting reckless, blurting out whatever. Now we really can't trust you. I agree.
And Drake's definitely not fucking with him. Like, I know that Drake knows that Kanye leaked some information to Pusha T about his son, about all of that. On top of that, he used the Kanye beat that's a Jay-Z beat, but Kanye produced the track. So it's just like, that's a jab, Yeah. That's a jab, period.
It's unfortunate.
So, whatever. On to the next. We posted something that just boiled my freaking blood, which was Boomerang Reboot. Oh, Boomerang. Yeah.
Okay, so for those that know me,
being able to mess up, and Lena Waithe, whatever, she is a very good writer.
Here's the thing. I don't have anything against people paying homage or being inspired by certain things, shows, music, movies, you know, and wanting to, you know, put a spin or whatever and create something new. I just feel like with certain movies, certain shows that represented such a special period of time, it's like when they were talking and having conversations with that Martin reboot. Why? Like, Martin is so, he's not the Martin that we fell in love with. Like Tommy ain't even here. Like, why would we touch it? Like, why not just come up with something new? Like Boomerang. I get it. Like, it was great back then. So you're probably like, oh, why don't we do, you know, why don't we do something? Why don't we? And it's not to take away that I think it's going to be trash. It has nothing to do with that. Like, I'm happy that Hallie is a part of the project, because thank you for pulling people in from the previous project into the new. Lena, yes, I loved her movie, her show, The Chi. I, you know, can't wait for the new season to come out. So with that being said, my viewpoint has nothing to do with whether it'll be good content or, you know, or not. I just really feel like certain shows, movies should be just appreciated for what they were within that period, and just come up with something new. Come up with the new Boomerang. Come up with because all Boomerang was about, you know, this guy who, you know.
I'm sure that's what it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be
it's a series. It is a series.
Loosely tied to the plot.
What they said is it's just a continuance of Boomerang. So it's not necessarily a remake.
It can't be the continuance, because what are they going to talk about, being 40, 50?
Here's the thing. Eddie Murphy, Marcus, Eddie Murphy, I've never looked at him in the way that I did in Boomerang, like ever. Like, in anything, like Eddie Murphy Raw, anything that he's had within the last 15 years. Like, I've never looked at him how I looked at him as, you know, as Marcus in Boomerang. He was fine as hell. What he represented in that movie, he played his part to a T. I don't want to see Eddie Murphy in the TV series. I don't want to see now Eddie Murphy in the continuance of the TV series. Will he be making an appearance? I don't know. But, or will it be somebody brand new? I don't know. It's too early to tell. My whole point is that it is okay for you Black writers to come up with new stuff.
Don't think that Black writers aren't coming up with new stuff. They are. It's just,
but Hollywood
entertainment industry is not, and it's amazing to have Black writers, and that's beautiful to have Black artists and everything like that. But what there is a lack of is Black executives running these networks, running these movie studios, running people who make these decisions. Most of those decisions are made by white male people. So it's very hard to get through those gates, you know what I'm saying? Because they only want to take chances on stuff that they know already is going to work. They know Boomerang's already going to work. It's been proven. It was a hit. You know, they are very hesitant to take you know, chances on new ideas, especially towards Black people, because Hollywood in general has a firm stereotype on Black people, you know? So it's only a few situations where people break out of that stereotype and produce movies or TV series like Insecure, Issa. But Issa Rae had to prove that her shit was a hit before she even got anywhere close to HBO. Issa Rae, I knew about Issa Rae when I was in college in fucking 2009 when she was doing Awkward Black Girl on YouTube. You know, so Issa had to do 10 years of YouTube success and, you know, blowing people away with millions of views to kind of open up that different perspective of a Black woman or a Black show. Artist. You know, it's a funny type of Sex and the City vibe, but for Black people, and it's super raw, you know, and that's just very rare. They have to know for sure that they're going to get their money back on that type of shit. You know, they can make 1,000,001 dumbass white movies and take a chance on that, but they're not going to just take a chance on any damn Black movie. And that's why you find most of the time when you have a full Black cast in a movie or such, it's a low budget project because a lot of big studios are not sponsoring that type of stuff. They're just not. So it is a problem. It is a problem that we keep wanting to reboot the stuff. Boomerang and stuff. But I see it as a bigger problem because especially living here in Hollywood and working in some of these places, these agencies, I see from the inside out who controls the shit.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people like you and I,
Well,
it's very, very small. So
to your point, you're right. And to your point with Kevin Hart, I'm so proud of him. People can say what they want about him, but I feel like he is really one of those people that puts their money where their mouth is. And he has created a huge lane for himself, and he continuously pays homage to the people that, the comedians that came up before him. But he has chosen to use his platform in a way where he owns all of his content. Everything that he puts out except for movies up until this point. So all of his comedy shows have been under his Heartbeat Productions, to where, over time it's building him up to now with this whole Night School project that's coming out is now a partnership with Lionsgate and Will Packer. So he's not working for quote unquote the white man. He's actually working alongside of the white man where he's producing this and it's all going to be under his Heartbeat product. That's huge. So I feel
Who said it wasn't huge?
No. I'm saying to your point that.
I mean, that's fine, but it's just
I guess what I'm saying is for him to have to, he's had to put, not only him, but several other people have had to pave the way for a Kevin Hart to be birthed. What Kevin Hart is doing and has been doing to me is a huge, it's just a huge deal in the sense that now I feel like at least he's a person that I can say and I can look at and say, you know what, you are pulling people up underneath you and trying to put them in positions to have a job and to win, because now he was given an opportunity to do that, not to negate and take away from other people that have also done that. Tyler Perry is another one that I can think of. But what I'm saying is that even with the two names that I just named, it's still such a small amount in comparison to the white people that have the power.
They gotta do more with that. I'm not taking away from that. That's beautiful. But it's just
what do you mean more?
Okay, Tyler Perry. Yes. Tyler Perry is amazing. Nobody can ever take away from Tyler Perry. But Tyler Perry is still producing the same Medea type, one-liner type movies that he was doing 10 years ago. It's just where are we taking this? Kevin Hart, yes, he has this production, but what type of movies is he putting out? What type of stories is he portraying? It's all the same. It's all the goofy white guy jokes. Kevin Hart plays the same role in every film. Tiffany Haddish kind of plays the same role in every film. It's that stereotypical clownish type of role, which is great. That's fine, but it's just
Tyler Perry one genre. Well, okay, but
Tyler Perry has some good stuff, but we all know what Tyler Perry is. My thing is, these major studios, when a Black person opens up the major motion picture studios, okay, they put out their content, which is great, but it's usually all one type of genre. Tyler Perry's given us the same type of either super comedic Medea type of film or very dramatic, the have and the have-nots type of stage play-esque type of film. That's his lane. That's what I'm saying. Kevin Hart, he's given us comedy tours and blockbuster white people and Black people comedy movies that are quote unquote unfunny to some, not funny to others, whatever. I don't find those movies that funny, but regardless, I'm saying they're making those studios that they have, they're using them to push their content. My thing is, if we want to compete on a larger scale, you can't just use your studios to produce your content. You'd have to be like a Lionsgate. You'd have to be like a Paramount. You'd have to produce all genres of content. You'd have to open up those doors for all type of situations, not just what's going to put you on. You know what I'm saying? Because white people, they control everything. Even our movies go through them. So I'm like, if we want to compete in a way where our studios are just as big as Paramount and just as big as Warner Brothers and just as big as that, we have to open up the doors and not just focus on content that, oh, I can star in because I've been doing this for 10 years and this is how I made my money. You know what I'm saying? It has to be bigger than that.
But I also think that you have to, in this society, we don't have the same opportunities as like, so to be
we don't, but if they own the studios and they have the executive of their studios, that's creating those opportunities for us.
But hold on. So what I'm saying is that, yes, so they can have creative control over what they want to not only create, but what they want to be backed by their money to be put out for the world to see. Yes. But I just feel like it's working for a lot of people. So for instance, Lionsgate, Paramount. Unfortunately, we don't have I don't know of an African American right now that has something like that. Like Tyler Perry is still such a small fraction when you compare him to a Paramount or Lionsgate. So I don't see someone just breaking out and being on that level.
I can say honestly, Oprah would probably be the closest person who is providing a platform that's kind of diversified
to house everything,
and it's not just Oprah content, because Oprah she had Bad Girls Club on one of her shows on Oxygen, you know, so she kind of diversifying it where she can hit different streams, not just Oprah spiritual.
But I don't think that she would have been, but I think it comes in stages.
Of course it does, but I don't know if those people want to. Like Tyler Perry, he's had a studio for almost a decade now. Like, I don't know if Tyler Perry wants to create anything besides the shit he's creating. And I don't know if Kevin Hart wants to create anything besides the funny, cheesy, corny movies and his road shows.
Well, I think it comes back to, though, too, like you said earlier about how white people or just people in general, they want to know that it's going to work. So for Tyler Perry, I'm not saying that this is how he thinks, but I'm saying he may be like, you know what, this has worked for me for the last 10 years, you know, and in his mind, he may be feeling like, you know, I have created different genres. Like in his mind, he may be like, I've given you the family that prays. I've given you the funny, you know, Medea goes to jail. I've given you this, you know, this other side of it. My point is that I feel like he probably seriously feels like he has given a diverse portfolio of content for his, you know, for his studio. However, from your perspective, I totally understand that too. But if you've got people that have this money or have this influence or power or whatever the case is, they're going to stick to, it's probably really, really hard for them to take a chance on a wild card. And unfortunately, a lot of times, you know, in order to know if it's even going to work, you do have to have one of those wild cards. Kevin Hart, what's worked for him for the last 20 years, it's been a slow ride for the last, maybe when he first got started with the soul planes and stuff, but once it worked. And so he's probably like, you know what? Let me continue to do this comedy thing, but let me now bring in some other Black, you know, actors alongside. And then maybe who's to say that he won't transition into other stuff? I don't know. I know that on the Breakfast Club interview, he had I want to say he had a few movies that were coming out. And I don't want to say that they were all the same, like as far as comedy-esque. Night School, obviously, yes, it is. But I'm not
talking about Kevin acting. Like, I don't want that to get mixed up. I'm not talking about him.
No, he's about what actor. No, but what he's producing. And so what I'm saying is, if he feels like what I've been doing has been working, just like you said about, you know, the whole Boomerang, white people feeling as though I want to know that whatever you are going to do, I don't care what it is, I want to know that it's going to work. I need to know that it's going to work. In their mind, they are still a figure where they have money to make things happen. In their mind, they're like, I need to know that this is going to work. And what I've been doing has worked. The Jumanjis have been working, that this has been working, not because he starred in it, but maybe he had some type of influence into even helping it get to where it is. So
nobody can take away from Kevin or Tiffany Haddish.
We don't know.
I find them funny like 20% of the time, but I still respect them. I think they're amazing people to have come from where they came from and where they are now. So, I mean, that's dope. But, I mean, with the whole Cat Williams backlash, I don't feel like all he did was speak the truth. You know, that's all he did. And it was unpolite. He spoke his truth. Okay. But I know a lot of people who also agree with him about the funniness or how Tiffany Haddish could not do an hour stand up. And I agree with that. If you have ever seen I mean, if you think, I mean, your opinion is your opinion. So I could never longer. Cat Williams basically said that Tiffany Haddish could not do, I think he said 2-hour comedy special. He said there's no way she could do that because I could only stand to watch her stand up for maybe 15 minutes. Yeah. It's not even stand up. It's just like I'm telling you a story and I'm just going to show you my personality.
I don't find her style of comedy appealing to me, but I will support and I have supported her through various projects.
Right.
Could I watch a stand up? I agree with you. I couldn't watch a stand up.
Exactly.
I do.
And I know I do appreciate personally, I used to love Kevin Hart. When Kevin Hart had a stand up, I used to run out.
You put me on Kevin Hart. You was like,
girl, I was the biggest Kevin Hart. Like I used to run out to see a Kevin Hart stand up. And now I don't care less because he's not funny to me no more. Like his last few stand ups, it was just like either a repeat of jokes or it's just wasn't that funny. It's like he thinks he's more funnier than he is now. But back in the day, I don't know, it was more authentic.
Would that be an off base thing to think when your sales are increasing and increasing?
No, because now he's white people funny. That's fine. You know, white people are just not getting hip to Kevin Hart. But his fans who've been there forever, watching Soul Plane, whatever, doing his first stand-up, grown-ass little man, whatever, those are the people who don't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, he's lost his original fan base, but he's picked up a more financially abundant fan base, which is white people. White people make up 70-80% of the population. So, I mean, I don't really think he cares about pleasing Black folks and making them laugh anymore. It's about the blockbuster hit. It's about, you know, where's the check? Like, that's what it's about. So,
and I feel like a lot of people would not argue that, because even with music, I know that some people would love to reach a broader, like, what do you call it when they go international? What do you call it when people go global or whatever the case is? Can't find the politically correct term. But I know that some people, they just can't figure it out. They can't figure out how to do it. And so
when you cross over and go mainstream?
When you cross over, that's what I'm saying. When you cross over, some people, they just can't because it's not that their music may not be good. It just may not be appealing, whatever. They can't do it. And that's a huge want for them, is to be able to cross over. So I guess where I'm coming from is Kevin Hart wrong for?
He's not wrong. I mean, we're all given choices.
Like, but the majority, I guess, because I'm trying to pick your brain a little bit in the sense of, should they feel bad for, it's not even necessarily, I don't think that he doesn't want the black dollar anymore. I think if we asked him, you know, I think he would say, I want everybody's dollar. It just so happens that now
he wants everyone's dollar for sure. Of course, who doesn't want everyone's dollar? But he's going to appeal to what appeals to people more. Like, Kevin Hart's not going to come out with a movie like Friday and be Chris Tucker, because that's only really going to appeal to Black people. White people aren't really going to be attached to that. So it's just
but when you get to a certain level, can't you do whatever you want? Like, so can you have
you could if you want to.
Can someone do that? Or does that not happen anymore? Like, has that ever happened where, you know, someone has come out, they've appealed to the Black audience, now they've crossed over, and they still kind of remain true to themselves, but then they also still, you know, let me give them this because this is going to appeal to them. And this is
I mean, maybe in music, but I don't really, for film and stuff like that, I feel like once you
Once you cross over, you don't really come back.
Yeah, like for what I can think about when I recollect, like, you don't really come back from that. You cross over because you want more of that. It's like, I'm not going to go back to fucking the chitlin circuit when I'm fucking on a world tour. Like, be mad if you want to, Black people. But I'm going to keep getting these box office hits for as long as they're giving them to me. You know what I'm saying? And then when they don't get them anymore, they strive for it. They still want that. No one ever wants to accept that their time is like over. You know? Nobody. So
I think it's a hard thing to, especially when you're not appealing, you know, you're not on that high. It's like a drug. It's like, once I'm on that highest level of high, you're always going to be chasing that.
Yeah.
And everybody has an expiration date at some point. I mean, may not be completely expired from the game. You know, you may do reunion tours and stuff like that as you get older. But, you know, I've always asked myself, who's going to be the next Beyonce? You know, when are they going to come out? Like, when? Because I still ain't seen it yet. I know you're not like you love Beyonce, but you're not.
I love Beyonce, but I would never want to see the next Beyonce. Like, I don't want a next clone of Beyonce at all.
Not a next clone, but you know who's going to be.
Like,
it's kind of like the next MJ. Like, nobody's really. It's not that you're trying to be them. It's just like, who's going to be the next person on that level, like of that heightened.
I don't know. I think that generation's over. I think it's done. I think we caught the last of it, of that type of superstardom where it's like performance wise, where you're just legendary. I don't know. I don't see that happening no more. People don't even perform like that no more. So.
You'll probably
all right, it may be time to wrap this up.
Mom
duties.
Yeah. So yeah, wrapping it up. We can edit all this, right?
Nah, this is going up raw. Podcast, one continuous stream of raw entertainment, Black coffee and Black tea. I want to take this time right now to shout out our Instagram page, Black Coffee and Tea Podcast, also known as BCT Podcast. Okay, everybody, go follow us on Instagram.
Subscribe to our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube.
Black Coffee and Tea. And we'll be back, right?
We'll be back. Catch us weekly. Just catch us
Will
weekly.
we be back? So it's been real. It's been fun.
It's been real. Okay, bye guys. Until next time. Are we gonna have an outro?
Are we gonna do a little outro?
Are we gonna do an outro?
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
We don't have to be perfect, okay? Y'all are family. Y'all are the Black Coffee and Tea family.
I'm so happy I have a microphone. I feel so official.
Don't blow into the microphone because our users listening with headphones.
This tea that I got in here is almost gone, so hence why it's like,
girl, that's how you know.
All the way took it up.
It's late on the coast you're at. It's about 7 my time.
It's 8:30.
Yeah, girl, that's late. Don't you go to bed at like 7?
I do. I do. I really do. Carter's like, can I say bye?
8:30.
Like, boy, if you don't get in that shower.
Alrighty, well.
9. So shout out to the mothers and the fathers and the parents out there.
Shout out.
Till next time. Bye, guys.
See y'all. Bye.
So are we leaving the